Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aaron and this is the Law of Attraction Epilogue Series, Episode 12. In today's video, I'd like to discuss a very important component to the Law of Attraction, which is the Art of Embodiment. Now, there's a pretty pervasive issue right now in the Law of Attraction community with spiritual bypassing. And I understand that this can be a very obnoxiously overused term, but there really is an issue with this right now that I'd like to discuss in detail in today's video. Now, of course, there are some great teachers out there, but the majority of Law of Attraction experts right now seem to be hyper-focused on manifestation, but almost no attention whatsoever is being paid towards inner healing. And healing is ultimately the cause of manifestation. This obsession with manifestation will inevitably lead to a huge amount of spiritual bypassing, because the unhealed parts of us that are blocking us from attracting what we want are overlooked completely because of this notion that you can manifest anything you want if you just see it, believe it, achieve it. And I'm not here to burst anyone's bubble, but that's not how the Law of Attraction works. You can only manifest what you are a match to. You only have access to realities that you harmonize with internally. And so most people try to use the Law of Attraction as a convenient way to bypass their unhealed wounds and go straight to this heavy visualization manifestation approach. And the truth is that if what you believe about yourself is not in alignment with the reality you're trying to step into, then you either won't be able to step into it or you won't be able to sustain it once you do. What you really want, whether you realize it or not, is healing. And the Law of Attraction was created to show you what needs healing in you by projecting your desires externally out into the universe. And once you've done the healing, the manifestation is effortless and automatic. So let's remember the two most important rules of the Law of Attraction. Number one is that the Law of Attraction was not designed just to give you whatever you want. The primary purpose of the Law of Attraction is to aid in the expansion of consciousness. Number two is that you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. You only attract things that you are already a match to. So this is why many people try relentlessly to manifest certain things that never come to fruition, because there has not been an inner transformation or embodiment of that new person who has access to that reality. And again, this is the whole purpose of the Law of Attraction. As I've stated in some previous videos, the Law of Attraction is really nothing more than probability manipulation. As quantum mechanics has shown us through experiments like the observer effect, the universe is a field of probability. So by putting yourself in a better position, you can produce the probabilities that you desire. And this is what we call manifestation. For example, there's tons of videos out right now about how to manifest the perfect partner, what visualizations to do, what affirmations to repeat, vision boards, and so forth. But what these videos don't tell you is that manifesting the perfect partner is not going to solve any of your problems or make you any happier. The last thing you want, if you haven't become truly authentic yet, is to manifest the perfect partner, because all of your attachments and insecurities will eventually drive them away and then leave you with yet another devastating heartbreak. So this is what embodiment means. The focus should never be on the thing you want to manifest, but to embody the person who has access to that reality. What you chase runs from you, and what you let go of comes to you, because the universe wants you to wake up to who you really are. And as long as you think that you are this ego who constantly needs things to complete itself, then you're living in a kind of nightmare. The Law of Attraction was put in place to guarantee that every soul that incarnates into this physical illusion will slowly begin waking up to their true nature. The more things you acquire, the less happy and fulfilled you become. And the idea behind this is that after you've checked off all the boxes from the ego's list, and nothing you've desired has brought you inner peace or lasting happiness, You would be forced to turn inwards at last and find that everything you've wanted was already within you. So yes, the universe wants you to be able to explore yourself, your desires, and this physical reality, but it is the means, not the end. The means is manifestation, but the end is self-realization. And so the truth is that you cannot actually enjoy anything fully until you are no longer attached to it, until you're no longer looking towards it to complete yourself. See, we think that what we want are objects and experiences, but the greatest joy in all the universe is self-knowledge. To know yourself is to know everything else, and to know thyself is to love thyself. Therefore, to know yourself truly is to love everything. So the embodiment approach to manifestation is to use the objects of your desire as mirrors to look deeply within yourself. A Course in Miracles says, "Only what you have not given can ever be lacking." So the important takeaway point here is that whatever I have not realized within myself becomes a void inside of me that my ego attempts to fill with external things. So I can look at my desires and say, what is it I must be lacking within myself that my ego is attempting to cover up with this desire? And this is where the magic of embodiment starts to happen. Embodiment means that rather than focusing on the symbol of what you want, place your focus on the essence of what you want. Seeing it is good, believing it is better, but becoming it is the highest. The universe always brings you the essence of what you desire, not necessarily the symbol. The symbols you receive are a byproduct of the essence you ask for. So if you have a negative core belief that you aren't worthy of love, the universe honors that belief as equally valid and will not allow you to access realities of feeling worthy of love. So until you heal your unworthiness, you will continue to only be a match to realities of unworthiness. Start by giving yourself whatever you believe the world is withholding from you. In truth, it's only because you are withholding it from yourself. For example, let's say there is a person who desires to be a motivational speaker, but they are extremely insecure and care heavily what people think about them. Because they're not a vibrational match to being a successful public speaker yet, the universe will bring them circumstances and opportunities that force them to start building confidence. Yet if this person is living in a state of resistance towards life, they will not recognize these opportunities the universe is bringing them and will instead complain and play the victim card. This is why living from resistance always blocks your manifestation. So you can see the inherent paradox in the law of attraction, which is that you have to become what you desire before the universe allows you to have it. No one has ever manifested anything that they weren't a match to first. So this is the art of embodiment. Don't go chasing after the object of your desire. Become the person who matches the object and let the object come to you. Once your internal reality is in alignment with your desires, manifestation becomes fast, simple, and effortless, because the external is always a reflection of the internal. So now that we have a clear understanding of what embodiment is, let's talk about some practical ways to do it. I'm going to share with you one of my personal embodiment practices that I like to call Back from the Future Manifestation. And I break this down into 4 simple steps. The first step is that I'll spend some time in visualization, imagining the future reality I want to create. So I'll imagine 2 or 3 possible scenarios about how the universe could manifest this reality for me. The second step is to imagine that future version of me as intimately as I can. What does he feel? What does he do? How does he think? How does he see himself? And I'll just sit in the joy and the excitement of being that future version of me now. And once I feel like I've captured that completely, I'll move on to the third step. In step number 3, I will visualize myself stepping into a time machine and traveling back in time 2 or 3 years, or whatever the timeline is, back to this exact moment where I'm sitting in meditation, visualizing my future. I'll then open my eyes and look around my room and pretend like I'm shocked to have traveled back in time. It may seem a little bit silly, but what this technique helps me to do is to set a strong and powerful subconscious intention that I already embody that future version of myself. It helps me to capture the experience of embodiment as if I've simply gone back in time to relive the adventure of manifesting my desire all over again. And so the whole point of this technique is to use the ego's desire as a springboard to help me embody the person who has access to that reality. Now comes the fourth and most important step. As I go throughout my day with this new subconscious intention that I am this new person, I'll begin to see my life through these new eyes. And inevitably, certain things will come up that trigger these old feelings of fear and unworthiness. Because the ego will always be afraid to step into a new level of authenticity. And so old limiting beliefs will begin to surface. And this is exactly what you want. The ego is super sneaky at hiding from your awareness. So these triggers are simply the manifestations of those limiting beliefs you have that are holding you back from accessing the reality that you want. Remember, that version of you is already inside of you. It's simply being obscured by layers of guilt from all the unhealed parts of you. Embodiment is a subtraction process. It's simply eliminating everything within you that is not a match to that desired version of yourself. And if you want a better understanding of what healing is and how to do it, I would suggest you watch my video titled Healing the Shadow. One question that commonly comes up when I teach about this practice of embodiment goes something like this. How can I embody that future version of myself, who's a wealthy business owner, if my bank account is currently empty? I can't start living like I'm already rich and wealthy because that would be irresponsible, wouldn't it? And the answer is, ask yourself, how would that future version of you behave if they had traveled back in time to this moment? Would they squander all their money just because they know they're going to be successful? No, of course not. They would still live responsibly because they're not stressed out about their current circumstances. From their perspective, they already know that their outcome of success is inevitable. And because of that, their current circumstances hold no significance for them. The universe doesn't care what's in your bank account. It only cares what you believe. So begin by embodying the version of you who has financial abundance. Would he or she be writing their business plan right now? Would they be reaching out to investors? If you keep looking at your current circumstances through the filter of your future reality, you will begin to embody that person in your present reality. The art of embodiment means to see the essence of your desire inside of yourself first and call it into existence through a strong and powerful intention. Intention creates and circumstances reflect. So if you want to manifest a new reality, then the worst thing you can do is to focus on your current circumstances. Focus instead on the person who has access to that reality, and it will begin to be made manifest within you. Embodiment is always about healing the parts of you that are blocking that person from being made manifest. And the law of attraction guarantees that you will always be faced with opportunities to heal those wounds. This is why spiritual bypassing is so dangerous, because you only attract what you are a match to. So if you don't like what you're attracting, then you have no choice but to heal those parts of you that are attracting undesired outcomes. So by practicing the art of embodiment, you essentially scare the ego out of its hiding spot and you force it to tell you all of the reasons why it doesn't believe that you can be that person. Once you've identified your limiting beliefs, you can begin doing the healing work on them. And once you heal, you take one more step into that new reality. You don't have to try to be that person, you simply find that you become that person as you heal. Everything you need is already within you. So as long as you're waiting on something, the universe believes that you want to wait. But if you begin to embody the person that you want to become, the universe sees that you want it now. So don't wait for love or abundance, simply become it. Once you become the embodiment of love and abundance, you find that it just begins to follow you everywhere you go. So if you can see it, you can believe it. If you can believe it, you can embody it. And if you embody it, you can have it.